guys, welcome back to Detroit Garage. We're switching out the injectors today on the dyno mule. The last run we did last Saturday, so that was just a few days ago. We put 9290 injectors in it. Those are 90cc injectors, so 90 cc's per 1,000 strokes. And I was very impressed. I really like the performance. So those are definitely keepers. And I also received my turbo blanket. What we've got in store for the next dyno run is move these, pull these 9290's out and put the 9G90's in. So here's the 9G90's. They're remand injectors. They look like they have low hours on them. So the 9G90's, they're very similar to the 9290's, except they're 9-hole instead of 7. So they may burn a little bit better, less smoke. And the plunger here, pull this out of this deal. So the plunger, it'll have a different helix. So this will be cut differently than the 9290's. And it delivers about 4 to 5 cc's more fuel than the 9290's. So I'll install these today, start it up on this 9G90's, and we'll see how it runs. After the 9G90's are the biggest injectors I have. They're called 9200's 100cc. Alright, these are the biggest injectors I have. I've got to kind of go through these. These are extremely high mileage. They came out of an 8V92T I bought for parts, and yeah, they're really high mileage. So the 9200's can be made into 9E85's by changing the tips off of a 5A60 injector. So 60cc injector, you take the tip off of that and you screw it on to the 9200 and you get 9E85's. So you can also make these 110 by changing the tip to a larger tip. We'll see how these run. I don't know yet. They may be crap. The 9E85's, although they ran okay on diesel, did not perform well on veg oil. So I'm going to do an entire video on these injectors, explain how they work and whatnot. I think I'm just going to run the dyno all the way through these injectors, and then I'm going to pull the housing and advance the timing and see how it performs with an advanced cam timing. But these 9290's, really like them. Very happy with those. The engine ran real sweet. So let's hope these 9G90's turn out. Yeah, so the 9G90's have a different tip. They got a 9-hole tip for better atomization, and a different plunger and barrel than the 9290's. Different helix, so it delivers fuel differently. The G, it was near the end of production for this series of injectors. They've got 9A90's, 9B, C, D, E, F, G. So this was near the last iteration of the injectors for the 92 series. So these should be sweet. We'll put them in and see how they run. All right, the 9G90's are in. I did not prime the fuel system. So it may take a few turns to fire off. As you can see, the engine, it doesn't even idle. So what we're going to do now, I've done some work on that one bad injector. It seems like it might be more than just one. I'm going to put a pressure gauge on the secondary filter, and we're going to watch what the fuel pressure does. So for giggles, I'll see if I can diagnose this issue and fix it. Otherwise, I think what I'll do is I'll pull the 9G90's and put the 9200s in it. Yeah, I'll try to fix these. It's an issue I'd like to fix. There's the 9G90's, guys. A big fail. It's not the fault of the engine. It's just a bad injector. It's not happy. There's something up with that, and I'll try to figure it out. Like I said, I fixed one injector. I thought I fixed it. I don't see anything wrong with it. So we'll just go from here and do a bit of diagnostic tomorrow. And if I can't solve it, I'm going to pull those injectors out, wait for the new ones to arrive. In the meantime, we'll run the 9200s. So here's the 9200s. I still have to, this is a 9085, forget that. I'm gonna have to rework this to be a 9200 again. So change the tip and we're into 9200. I just have to go and check the book and see what tip it had. These were fantastic. Those are keepers. The 9G90's, not so much. Well, it's the next morning. We'll give Jimmy another go with the 9G90's. So yesterday I had to leave, but he wasn't running good. And then I was having a think, and a friend mentioned something to me, and it just triggered a memory here. I was low on fuel in this little can, and the engine ran pretty nice until it warmed up. And Jimmy uses fuel to cool the injectors. And when you don't have any fuel in your can, the fuel gets awfully hot and you can't cool the injectors. So before I hit the panic switch, I'm just going to rule that out. I'll just get things ready. We'll fire Jimmy back up again and see if he runs better with a full tank of fuel. All right, well, we got Jimmy ready for another go here. We'll see. Then I'll start pulling the guilty injectors out and try to figure out what's wrong with them. Anyway, let's start them up and see what happens. All right, we'll see how it goes. Well, that was my bad. Yeah, I was texting a friend, and he mentioned something about the injectors, and I thought, damn, I don't think I had enough fuel to cool them. And I've had this happen to me a couple of times in the past where I've run it on these jerry cans and got near the end of the fuel and then start to run really strange. But this one, it's pretty susceptible to that. So anyway, what I'm gonna do for the dyno run on Saturday, I might fill up the large tank for the compressor and put it out here. Make sure it's got enough fuel to cool it. But he ran perfect. Yeah, the fuel modulator's backed off, so he's gonna smoke more, but we want to see if he makes more power. And then I'll try a few different modulator settings and see how that affects the power. Well, there you have it for this video, guys. My mistake. Jimmy needs lots of fuel for cooling, and he wasn't getting enough, so the injectors got a bit too hot, and then they start to run really bad. But it runs perfect now, so I think it runs good enough. We're gonna have to throw it on the dyno now, do a dyno day and see. So that's the next video for this series. I might find some time this week to work on some injectors, and when I do that, I'll bring you guys along and we'll explain how they work. So again, thanks for checking in, and we'll catch you on the next video. Take care.